Okay, good morning everyone. Today I'm going to present my analyzed title, Educational Management and Organizational Culture, a case study of Guangzhou Zhuoyue Senior High School. In this presentation, I will show how this for-profit high school combines business priorities with educational goals. And I will use Shen's organizational culture model and the McKinsey 7S framework to explain the key findings. And first, let's look at the background. For-profit schools are expanding rapidly in China's competitive education sector because of rising family expectations and intense pressures for university success. The school I chose is Guangzhou Zhuoyue Senior High School, which is a typical example of a market-driven private high school. To analyze its management and culture, I will apply two frameworks: Shen's model to understand its organizational culture and the McKinsey 7S framework to see how its strategy, structure, and systems work together. And let's look at the school profile. Guangzhou Zhuoyue Senior High School is a private institution in South China. It is well known for its modern facilities and state-of-the-art campus. It has invested heavily in branding and marketing, and its physical environment shows this clearly. There are banners, posters, and promotional materials that highlight students' achievements and high university admission rates. These visible aspects are examples of what Shen calls artifacts, things that communicate the organization's image and values to the outside world. And let's move to the organizational structure. As we can see, let's look at the organizational structure. Zhuoyue has a very clear hierarchy. The board of directors sits at top, followed by the executive administration, then department heads, and finally the teachers. This centralized decision-making system helped the school quickly adapt to market changes, such as trends in student recruitment and new curriculum demands. But downside is that teachers have very limited autonomy. They often feel they have little say in important decisions that affect their teaching. And let's move on to Shen's organizational culture model. And according to Shen's organizational culture model, we can analyze culture in three levels. First, the artifacts. Modern buildings, high-tech classrooms, and promotional banners that show the school's achievements. Second, the espouse values. The school's mission statements talk about excellence, global citizenship, and holistic development. By the deepest level, the basic underlying assumptions reveal the real priorities. Market success and financial stability are often more important than teacher creativity or student well-being. And next is McKinsey 7S framework. And the strategy is strongly focused on efficiency and branding. The structure is highly centralized and hierarchical. The systems include standardized teaching, testing, and performance tracking. The leadership style is autocratic and top-down. With limited input from staff, the staff training and skills mainly aim to improve test results. Finally, there is a gap between the declared shared values and the reality. What the school says about holistic development does not always match the daily practices. And when we look at teaching and learning culture, standardization is everywhere. Lessons are closely supervised, and there is a lot of focus on exams and measurable outcomes. Teachers have very little freedom to adjust lessons to students' needs or try new methods. Students face strong academic pressure and often talk about competition and rankings. While this motivates some students, it also creates stress and makes creative or project-based learning difficult to implement. And for the feedback channels, we can see that Joy does have formal feedback channels for teachers, such as department meetings and internet tools for sharing ideas. But in practice, many teachers feel that their suggestions rarely lead to real change. Cultural caution also plays a role. Teachers are often afraid to openly disagree with the leadership because they fear professional risk. As a result, upward communication becomes more symbolic than effective, and this can damage trust in the long term. And for the comparative insights, when we compare Joyue with local public schools, we can see clear trade-offs. For-profit schools like Joyue have better facilities, more resources, and strong branding. They can operate more efficiently and attract families who want high university admission rates. On the other hand, public schools often give teachers more autonomy and freedom to experiment with curriculum and student-led activities. Teachers in public schools may have lower budgets, but they usually enjoy better job satisfaction and a healthier work climate. So based on the analysis, I have four recommendations for Joyue. First, they should strengthen employee voice by using an anonymous surveys, interdisciplinary teacher committees, and more open discussion with management. Second, they should pilot flexible teaching programs that allow innovation and reward teachers who introduce successful new methods. Third, they should build trust by investing in psychological safety through team building, peer mentoring, and honest feedback. Finally, they should make sure the school's declared values are truly reflected in everyday practice through regular reviews and honest dialogue. So in conclusion, Joyue Senior High School demonstrates both the advantages and hidden costs of a market-driven for-profit education model. The school's strong structure, branding, and standardized system have produced high academic results and a strong reputation, but the centralization and the performance pressure limit teacher creativity and trust. To maintain long-term success, the school must align its structure with its declared culture and empower teachers and students to contribute genuinely. Balancing efficiency with true community engagement will help the school grow in a more sustainable way. So thank you very much for listening. I really appreciate your attention. I'll be happy to take any questions or hear your thoughts about this case study. And next page is my key references I used in this analysis. They are Shane's organizational culture and leadership, McKinsey's 7S framework, and Ying's case study research. Thank you again.